Talk about small groups in preschool. I had so many questions on my post about free choice centers and when I do small groups and how I do them. So I have 22 students in a classroom. I have 17 centers that they can go to. They take a name tag around to each center that they go to. When they're doing their free choice centers, I will call students over to me to do small groups, and my para will call students over to do art projects. We are both simultaneously managing the classroom and watching all of the centers. This is where I came to the conclusion a few years ago that I don't have to be doing small groups 100% of the center time because it's just not feasible. You are so needed in the classroom. So I try to get all my students through 1 to 2 small groups per week. And a lot of times it's just one, and that's okay. My small groups are based on 3 things. The first one is their individual goals. So I do an assessment at the beginning of the year, and then I give each student 2 goals to work on. So this might be if they haven't mastered colors and shapes, that would be the first one. I wouldn't do letters before they've done those. So it kind of starts with the easiest skills and moved on. So I kind of just use my best judgment on this. And here's my checklist that I use. So after I do my assessments, I write everybody's scores down here, and the fall was in green, so I kind of highlight, so I look across and highlight the ones that are low, and those are the 2 goals. So this first one was numbers and name writing. So for that student, I'm going to call that student and the other students that have the same goals over and do small group games and activities together based on that goal. The second way that I do small groups is standard based. So if we're working on, I pull out the most important standards for the month, and I do small groups based on those. So for instance, rhyming is a big one in April. So I'm going to pull all students to do a rhyming group. I kind of have an idea where my students are at, so I try to group them together, but not necessarily. So I'll pull 4 students over and do my rhyming game with them. And the way that I do that, I have this master checklist. And sometimes it's just, did I do it or not? And sometimes it's a 1, 2, or 3. So for rhyming, I'm going to give them a 1, 2, or 3 on how they did on that. And then for anybody that got a 1, I'm going to pull them back over for another small group to really work on those rhyming skills. So again, I'm pulling small groups for their individual goals. I'm pulling small groups based on our most important monthly standards. The third thing that I do quite often is individual name work. So this isn't necessarily a small group, but I do it during the small group time. I'm going to pull out their name writing packet that I make for all of them that's in a dry erase packet, and I'm going to really focus in on their needs. So let me actually grab one of those. They have their first name on one side and their last name is on the other side. At the beginning of the year, it was their first name and then just their first letter. I often get the question, when do you start name writing? And really pretty early in the school year, week 3 maybe, but they're just focusing on their first letter. So they're going to only be writing their first letter or tracing their first letter until they master that, and then we'll move on. The importance of doing this one-on-one is I really want them to be using the correct letter formation. So if that means they're just tracing the first 2 letters until they get that letter formation down, that's totally fine. And then by the end of the year, I'm hoping that they're using correct letter formation to write their whole name. Most of my students are actually working on their last name now. So those are the 3 things that I really focus on for my small groups. And again, I used to beat myself up because I didn't get enough done in small groups. I thought I should be doing it more often, until I really released that, because in preschool you are needed all the time. You are needed for problem solving. You are needing to fix an item. You are needed all over the place. So as long as I can get everybody through 1 small group a week, hopefully 2, I'm okay with that. When students are at center time, if I call their name, they're just going to bring their name tag and bring it to the table with me. They know that's their job, and when they're finished, they take their name tag and go choose a different center.